Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Welcome to another edition of our Dailyish Devotionals. I am Pastor Brian, and I thank you for joining me this morning. I could not bear the thought of having another day go by without a Dailyish Devotional, so here I am. Found a whole new treasure trove of Bible puns, so they're going to keep coming. It wasn't easy being the mother of Jesus. I thought that one was pretty funny. Gone to the wilderness 40 days, be tempted by Satan. Don't worry. Hugs and kisses, Jesus. We've got our book, God Came Near with Max Lucado. And I really liked his chapter that he had today. We're just a little bit over halfway through, if you can see there. But the title of his chapter for today was Rediscovering Amazement. And this is something that I know that we have lost, the ability to be amazed or in awe. It happens. But when was the last time you were just in awe of God's creation and the things that we have? Max starts his book out with listing several miracles that he sees. And he talks about the waves on the beach. He sees some boys playing soccer and just the athletic skill of them together. He sees a mother and her baby, reminded of the miracle of birth, and then an older gentleman sitting on a park bench, and just the miracle, too, of our lives being able to be lived. And it got me thinking, what miracles do we see every day that we don't even consider special? How about the miracle that I woke up this morning? I was able to kiss my lovely wife good morning. My two children got up. The miracle that my teenager still speaks to me at night, even though every day he moves a little bit closer to the wittiness and incredibly funny sense of humor that his father has. Again, pray for his mother. He gets in last night, and I ask him how practice was, and he's not saying anything, and I go, so? I'm trying to think of a way to respond that isn't just good. Oh, I appreciate your effort, I said. I can see the smoke starting to come out your ears. I can hear the gears turning. He looks at me and says, practice was good, Dad. And then a big old crap-eating grin on his face, and I thought, oh, apples don't fall far from the trees. What about the miracle of just those interactions that we can have with family or friends, right? The miracle we can walk outside and see the grass grow or not grow from lack of water, trees, plants, birds flying in the air, a sunrise, a sunset. Things that we just take for granted. He says they're miracles, or Max says they're miracles because they're mysteries. Scientifically explainable? Yes. Reproducible? To a degree. But he says they're still mysteries, events that stretch beyond our understanding and find their origins in another realm. They're every bit as divine as divided seas, walking cripples, and empty tombs. These seemingly everyday miracles are a reminder of God's presence, as were the walking lame, fleeing demons, and silent storms. They are miracles. They are signs. They are testimonies. They are instantaneous incarnations. They remind us of the same truth. The unseen is now visible. The distant draws near. His majesty has come to be seen, and he is in the most common of earth's concerns. In fact, it is the normality, not the uniqueness of God's miracles, that causes them to be so staggering. Rather than shocking the globe with an occasional demonstration of deity, God has opted to display his power daily. The psalmist marvels, where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go up to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. We wonder, with so many miraculous testimonies around us, how we could escape God. But somehow we do. Or maybe what's worse, we demand more. More signs, more proof, more hat tricks, as if God were some vaudeville magician we could summon for a dollar. Perhaps the frequency of the miracles blinds us to their beauty. After all, what spice is there in a springtime or a tree blossom? Don't the seasons come every year? Aren't there countless snowflakes in the winter? Bored, we say, ho-hum, and replace the remarkable with the regular, the unbelievable with the anticipated. The next time you hear a baby laugh, The next time you watch a sporting event on TV, the next time you sit and see a sunset or a sunrise, or see a falling star, or look up and count the stars. The next time you hear your voice of a friend on a device that you can hold in your hand and connect to anyone, anywhere in the world immediately. Maybe step back for a second, and think of God's presence. It's easy sometimes to think, when we think of miracles, sometimes I think of technology. When I was sitting and thinking of what might be a miracle today, I thought of watching SpaceX launch those astronauts to the International Space Station, and then I'm landing in the ocean. All those rockets can come back and land again on Earth, how they can catch those pieces of rocket, those fairings they call them, with big nets on boats out in the middle of the ocean. Those are miracles. I suppose those are miracles of human ingenuity. But then I was thinking, what about the everyday miracles that we just forget? Like I said earlier, waking up in the morning, right? Sitting, talking to a friend, looking up at the sky, looking at the miraculous nature around us, that we don't understand how we can miss that beauty. The miracle in a friend's call, just when you need to hear their voice. The miracle of reading in the Bible or a devotional book, just the words we need to hear for that day. The miracle of a job, of an offer that came at the right time. The miracle maybe of missing out on something that we thought was great, but in hindsight was God's providence keeping us from something we would have not enjoyed. Yeah. If those are miracles, I've experienced a number of those in my life, thinking I've got the plan, I know where my life needs to go. And God's saying, just hold on a minute. And then looking back and saying, you're right, God, that would not have been the best for my life. Those amazing things sometimes that we call coincidences. I think a friend of ours, Rachel Eikenberry, I'll credit with it, where she called them God winks. And she may have gotten it from somewhere else, but I like that. Just little times in our lives where God has broke in, or maybe God has been working to show us something or give us something. It's easy just to dismiss that quickly. What if we thought of those as miracles? What if we were to marvel at all the signs and wonders that God truly does give us? Yeah, we just lose to the noise and the busyness of our lives. So sit back, marvel at the world around us, drown out the noise and all the negativity, and just think of the normal, everyday things. And be reminded that God has chose to be with us in this muck and this mire, but also in the beauty and in the hope and the loveliness that is life. The question is, what do we choose to focus on? I'm going to try to focus on those miracles and grab onto them and be reminded of God's presence around me always. Amen.